Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 25 of your favorite sports show out, Highly Opinionated. I'm your co-host, Josh, the best co-host in the game, Tim. What's up, my brother?
What's up with you?
Everything good over there?
Man, everything real good for me, man. All I gotta say is, man, I told him, man, back with the Eagles, man, since week 8, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all could have won some money, man. Y'all listen to me, man.
Yeah, you're right. You called it. I mean, honestly, I'll take it a step further. You called it before week 8. You said
Yeah,
it
yeah,
before the season started that they
yeah, I
was
did. Yeah,
going to be a juggernaut and be a problem. You said Saquon would be the offensive player of the year. I'm not going to kill you. You changed your pick at the end of the season, but we're not going to kill you for
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, for
But
sure,
you,
for
you
sure. Yeah,
made the you called it before the season started, brother. So it's a lot of green over there where you at. Can't
yeah,
wait to dive into the game and really talk about what happened on Super Bowl Sunday. The best producer, the best editor, Mr. Everything, the best guy on the show, Ross. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good, Josh. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Everything good with you?
Yeah, I can't complain at all. I'm definitely ready to get to what y'all gotta talk about from last night. And since this is my only part on here, I do just want to publicly congratulate Tim and his Eagles for uh what y'all call it about the ass beating. So like I said, I know y'all gonna get into it.
definitely
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully, we are the last people. By the time any Philadelphia Eagles see this, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles on winning Super Bowl 59, dominating performance. So I want to send my, just like Adam, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles and their fans. Well deserved. Ross, let them know where they can follow us on our socials, brother.
Yes, sir. You can follow us on Instagram at highly opinionated underscore and on X at highly o underscore ss. And of course, y'all already on the YouTube. Go ahead, subscribe, like, leave a comment. All our Eagles fans out there, show y'all support for Tim and just leave the Eagle emoji or just flood green in our comments. I know Tim will appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Want to thank you guys for watching last week's show. Appreciate you for tuning into this week's show. Again, like I say every episode, we aim to be the best co-host, best producer. So, Tim, got a jam-packed episode 25, brother. You ready to get it going?
yes, sir. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. So, we're gonna start our show like every show that started their show after the Super Bowl. Super Bowl recap. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs played in the Louisiana Superdome. And the game was never that the score, the Eagles won 40-22. The game was never that close. The Eagles dominated the game from start to finish. Jalen Hurts, who won the Super Bowl MVP, 17-22, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He added 72 yards on the ground rushing and a touchdown. Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 63 yards and a touchdown. A.J. Brown, 3 catches, 43 yards and a touchdown. On the other side, for the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 21-32, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Mahomes led the team in rushing with 25 yards. And Xavier Worthy had he was Kansas. Now the game was it was a blowout when he started doing some of this stuff, but he balled out. 8 catches, 8 targets, 8 catches, 157, 2 tubs. Everyone knows that you're the resident Philadelphia Eagle fan on the show. The floor is yours, bro. Take it away.
Yeah, man. So like I told y'all before the game, man, I told y'all we had about 10 points. Because I told y'all I was confident just because the front line, like the defensive front line. And I keep telling y'all time and time again, bro, if you got a great D line, bro, that sets the tone for everything else. If you can get pressure with four, that just makes the game of football so much easier. And if we can get pressure with four, we had one of the best D lines in the game, best O line. So like it was just really hard. Like it's really hard to compete with that Eagles team, man. Like I felt like they was clearly better than the Chiefs from start to finish. I don't think the Chiefs crossed the 50-yard line until after halftime. Like they really got dominated from start to finish, and I loved every second of it. I mean, of course, you want good games for Super Bowls. I did too. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted a little better game, but like I love how we dominated. Just to show you, like what I tell y'all how to beat the Chiefs, you got to dominate them. The game can't be close in the fourth quarter. Everything. The breakdown I gave y'all was the blueprint, and then y'all seen the blueprint. So like if you still not watching the show, I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? We do a good job. I ain't saying it just because I'm on the show, but like Josh gives great breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? We give you reasons why, and then you see it. It's like, oh dang, he really know what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, man, shout out to the Eagles, man. Y'all gotta put some respect on my quarterback now, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kept saying Y'all kept saying you stop Saquon, you think it'll get a little money, but I didn't think that. You know what I'm saying? And he showed that once again. So fly Eagles fly is all I can say, man. Shout out the Chiefs, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was a bad matchup for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a bad matchup. Like, I know everybody loves Patrick Mahomes. That just was a bad matchup.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was a bad matchup. Before I go strictly into the game, I want to shout out some people who I had questions of. I didn't really have questions of Jalen Hurts, but I did think if you stop Saquon, you could that's the best way to beat the Eagles. Well, Saquon Barkley was the second leading rusher on the team. He had 57 yards. Jalen Hurts had more rushing yards on the ground than Saquon Barkley. So that obviously didn't. That obviously not gonna say it didn't matter, but Jalen Hurts showed he can win a game without Saquon going ham. Let me give a shout out to them linebackers for the Eagles. Zach Braun. When the Eagles during the offseason, they signed Devin White, they signed Zach Braun, and it was another linebacker that they signed. I can't remember off the top of my head. I thought the Eagles' weakest part of their defense was the linebacker core. You can make a case watching that game yesterday. Zach Braun should have won the MVP. If you watch the game fully, he was literally one of the best, if not the best, he was one of the best, if not the best defensive player on the field for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was everywhere, making tackles, knocking out balls. He was doing everything he needed to do, and obviously got that interception. The rookies that the Eagles drafted, I thought Tampa Bay had a great draft class. Howie Roseman is the king of the draft. He drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round when he had Carson Wentz when he gave him all that money. They drafted Cooper DeJean. They drafted Quavion Mitchell. They drafted Jordan Davis. They drafted the other guy, Jordan Carter. Jalen Carter from Georgia.
Yeah.
Howie Roseman. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
My fault. Nolan Smith, etc. So Howie Roseman has done a great job drafting. The left tackle, Jordan Malaga, was a 7th round draft pick that the Eagles drafted. That's why, and we'll talk about this later. That's why by the NFL season being over now, I saw yesterday Myles Garrett, Michael Parsons, and Max Crosby won a trade. If I'm watching that game, the Super Bowl, I would give up 3 first-round picks for one of them. Because if you have a pass rush, you're going to affect Mahomes. You saw it. I'm not trying to discredit Super Bowl 59, but we saw this a couple years ago when there was a quarterback in Tampa Bay. He wore number 12. That he was the quarterback. I love Brady. They didn't win that game strictly because of Brady. They won that because the defensive line was pressuring the offensive line got to Mahomes. So the Eagles linebackers, they showed out. They balled out. They can play coverage. I was wrong on that. Jalen Hurts, I think you're solidified to be a top 10 quarterback. Some people might got him at 5. I think he's in between 5 and 10. He's a top 10 quarterback for sure. Nick Sirianni took a lot of crap from people. People was trying to fire that man after they lost to Tampa. They were 2-2. People were saying he need to go, he need to do this, he need to do that. No, Nick Sirianni is the perfect coach for the Eagles. He has moxie. The city has moxie, and sometimes that moxie needs to come, like how we do at times. When we disagree, the people know. We're not faking it on here. We disagree on something. A couple weeks ago, we disagreed on the Lions. You can't fake it. You feel me? Nick Sirianni's not fake. So I'm going to give him his love. And like you said, the Eagles were the better team. They were the better line of scrimmage team offensively and defensively. And that's how they were able to really destroy the Chiefs. My last thing, and I'll give it back to you with this one. This is how you know the Eagles dominated the game. Ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles didn't blitz. They only sent 4. They didn't blitz into the third quarter. By the time the Eagles sent their first blitz, would you like to know what the score was, ladies and gentlemen? It was 34-0. Before the Eagles sent their first blitz, it was 34-0. 34-0. At 2 minutes left and 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. The Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes, the GOAT. It was 34-0. Dominant performance by the Eagles, man. This is the most dominant defensive performance I've seen from a team. You could say Tampa, but the Chiefs ain't had their offensive lines. So I will, obviously put that in consideration. This is the most dominant performance I've seen of a great quarterback since Seattle destroyed Denver. When the ball, Peyton Manning, literally the first play of the game, the ball snapped over his head, and that was literally telling you the game is over. Yeah.
And they dominated. Congratulations to the Eagles, a hell of a performance. Congratulations to Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Zach Braun, who's gonna get more than that $10 million that y'all gave him. Y'all better give him some money.
Yeah.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, congratulations to all the Philadelphia Eagles. Darius Slade, well deserved, man. Well deserved. Anything else you want?
No, I agree. I agree with everything you said, man. You can hear the stats. Breakdown was good. You know what I'm saying? I think, and one thing I did want to add, man, getting off the field on third down, man. Kansas City was 3 of 12 on third downs. I tell you, that's the most important down in football.
Most important.
If you know you have a defense, if you're getting off the field on third down. So that was, you know what I'm saying? That was the keys to the game to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, shout out to the Eagles, man.
Shout out to the Eagles. Before we get our Super Bowl takeaway, I do got one question for you. You can be long-winded, you can be short-winded. It's up to you. The Super Bowl just happened. We get it. But it's our job to prognosticate what we think could happen next year. Obviously, to me, the Eagles should be the favorite to win the NFC. And you can make a case they should be the favorite to win the Super Bowl because they just won it. Do you have them as the favorite to win next year's Super Bowl?
I do.
Okay.
You look at the core, most of them contracts already signed. They done. Like, it's a few pieces that we might lose. Like Josh Sweat, he's eligible for a contract because he restructured last year. Zach Bond, like you said, we got to see what they do with him. I think Darius Slade is gone. They probably won't resign Slade back, depending on what type of number he's looking for. So who I say, Josh Sweat, Slade, Bond. Brandon Graham going to retire, which makes sense. And it was somebody else up for a contract. And Milton Williams is up for a contract. So
my bad. Milton Williams is going to go somewhere else because somebody's going to throw money at him.
Yeah, somebody's going to probably throw some money at him. So depending on, but the rest of the guys, they still there. So like some of them guys that didn't play, like a Jomo, one of the backup names that people probably won't recognize. Like some of the backups even did well last night that came in the game opposite the name. So like I think they bring too much back not to have a chance to compete for another Super Bowl. Of course, barring any major injury, I think they go back though. Like I think they about to start they dynasty type run right now.
You could definitely make a case. Before I answer that question, let me just go over the free agents. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll see us on the screen. Notable free agents: Zach Braun, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Malachi Becton, Avion Maddox, Orion Burks, the linebacker. I like him. He's a solid. He's a glue guy. I like him.
Yeah.
And they didn't really use CJ Uzman-Zada like that. The tight end, CJ.
Yeah.
Zama. I'm sorry, I say Uzman-Zada.
Uzman.
I'm sorry, Uzma. They didn't use him like that. Gainwell's a free agent, so they got some guys that they're gonna have to replace. But as of right now, I would say as of right now, we haven't seen anything yet. The Eagles should be favored to win the NFC and get back to the Super Bowl. Again, that dominant performance that they did. The defensive line is young. The offensive line is young per se. Oldest guy on the offensive line is Lane Johnson, right? Yeah. So, and he's still one of the best right tackles in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, I love what the Eagles are doing. I think that they should be the favorite to not only win the NFC, but get back to the Super Bowl as well, man. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yes, sir.
Tim, as always, bro, we give our observations after every week. Just because it's a Super Bowl is no different. Super Bowl observations, takeaways, however you want to look at them and call them. As always, brother, I'll let you go first. The floor is yours.
My boy, my man Jalen Hurts dropped a commercial the other day, man. Love hurts, man. And I was like, you know what? That's fitting for him, man. Because y'all know me. I wasn't the biggest Jalen Hurts. I wouldn't even say fan. It was more of like, you know how like you see somebody and you know he could do better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought he was good, but I think he needed to take one more step or two to be in that conversation. I think he took that step last night, man. Like some of the runs he had, that's all I've been asking for. See the lane run. You know what I'm saying? Stop taking bad sacks. Stop holding the ball too long. And I think he matured as a quarterback last night. So my boy got to be in your top 5 now. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got to be in your top 5.
Can I ask you a question? Just because we're not going to have that many takeaways. If you have him in the top 10, are you upset about that? Let's say you don't think he's the 5th best quarterback, but you think he's between 5 and 10. Is that justifiable?
So to me, like I said, everybody's criteria different, right? So like I would have to hear what's your reasoning. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not mad at that. I would just want to know what's your reasoning.
All right.
That's all I would say.
So for me, I think you know who I think the 4 best quarterbacks are. which is no order: Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, and Burrow. I think they're the 4 best quarterbacks. Now, the 5th spot. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
All right, so the 5th spot can really be up for grabs. To me, it really depends on who's having a breakout year or a good year, because the main 4 are going to be the main 4, in my opinion. I'm not saying he's not a top 5 quarterback. I'm just saying, let's just say somebody had your boy Herbert at 5, and then they had him at 6. Okay, like, I'm not going to go crazy about this. Like, this is my thing. I'm not going to fight somebody over 2 and 3. I'll give you an example. Let's say you think Joe Burrow was the 2nd best quarterback. I think Josh Allen's the 2nd best quarterback, but you got Joe Burrow at number 3. I'm not going to waste my time to debate that with you. Like, bro, we're really debating over one spot. Josh Allen could win that spot just like Joe Burrow could win that spot. I will agree with you, though. I do think he's a top 5-ish borderline, but definitely a top 10 quarterback. The man won the Super Bowl. He outplayed Mahomes both times in the Super Bowl. That should be celebrated.
Yeah.
And that should be acknowledged.
So that would be my rebuttal, right? So, like, out of all them quarterbacks, who beat Mahomes when it mattered?
Yeah, so but let me say this. You gotta give these other quarterbacks this, bro. He has to play them once. If they got to the Super Bowl, they will only have to play once a year. Buffalo got to play Kansas City twice. The Ravens got to play Kansas City twice. The Bengals got to play Kansas City twice. So to me, if you play a team twice, it's really like at that point, it's just about dumbing it down. You can dumb it down because you know what they're going to do. With the Eagles, the Chiefs don't play the Eagles like that. They play them every 4 years. The Chiefs on the Chiefs schedule next year, the Ravens will be on it. The Bills will be on it. The Bengals will be on it. You know that for certain. So to me, I'm not going kill. I'm not kill is not the right word. I'm not going to air balloon his situation, like make it bigger than what it is, but I'm not going to minimize it either. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not going.
I get it, but like Super Bowl, that's the biggest stage. That's the biggest. You get more prep time for a Super Bowl game than a Week 13 game because you get 2 weeks of prep. So like I'm preparing for the best version of you, no matter what it is that displays on the field. I'm getting the best Patrick Mahomes because he has 2 weeks to study. Like it ain't like they just got 1 week to study Fangio defense. They got 2 weeks to study. So it's like it's like you put the prep. You got more prep time, and you still got dominate, and my quarterback still let you up again. So like like I just don't see how he lower than 3 at worst.
Okay.
My fault. I only got 2 takeaways this week, man. And my next one, man. when I told y'all that quarterback list, right? And I told y'all Mahomes wasn't what y'all thought he was. Do y'all believe me yet? Do y'all believe me yet? Some say he was gonna be better than Brady. He was gonna get 8 Super Bowls. Do y'all believe me yet, man? He's not above everyone like everyone thinks.
That's very good takeaways. My first takeaway. I got 3 takeaways. First takeaway: congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. Well deserved. You were the best team basically throughout the season. Again, well deserved. You dominated the line of scrimmage both offensively and defensively. You were the best team. Straight up from start to finish. You had that little 2 game. They lost 2 games early in the season, but other than that, they lost 1 game because Saquon Barkley didn't catch the ball. The other game they lost to Tampa Bay. They didn't have AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. Hey, we still beat y'all, but it's a lot easier when you don't have your weapons. So congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. My second takeaway, and I'm going to piggyback off your last takeaway. The next person that come tell me that Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback ever, whether you on TV, whether I know you, whether whatever, I'm just going to walk up to you and slap the shit out you, and I'm gonna let the judicial system play it out. I'm going to put faith in the judicial system. Ladies and gentlemen, an African-American male going to put faith in the judicial, I can't even say it right, judicial system. Stop coming at me telling me that Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady. Y'all fools on TV. The man was about to win 3 in a row. So the man has 4. If he won that, he was going to win 4 rings. Yet y'all telling me 4 is better than 7? Makes no sense. That makes no sense, none whatsoever. That's dumb. My next takeaway, and this, again, I actually have 4 takeaways. My next takeaway is I still think Mahomes is the best quarterback because, to be honest with you, Tim, if you going to play it how you played it, so what are we going to say about Lamar? What are we going to say about Justin Herbert? Both of those guys literally threw the game away. Jordan Love threw the game away. So Yo, look, Mahomes to me is still the best quarterback. I think there's a little gap between him and I don't think it's that far of a gap between him and Joe Burrow. But the rest of these other guys, people say that the Chiefs have the referees in their back pocket. Watching a couple of them plays, especially the first drive when A.J. Brown caught that fourth down pass that was not offensive pass interference. Everybody knows that. I can understand that. But let me tell you the real reason why the Chiefs were winning, because they took advantage of when the other teams made mistakes. When you line up offsides, think about this. The Super Bowl, the Chiefs were uncharacteristically beating themselves. Yes, the Eagles are a better team, but on a field goal, field goal, they lined up offsides. Helmet in the neutral zone. Little stuff like that will cost you games. So you can't do that in the Super Bowl, especially when you're the undermanned team. The Chiefs were not undermanned, but they were the lesser talented team. You can't beat yourself. You feel me? And I felt like that's what they did. I still think Mahomes is the best quarterback. He had a bad game. It happens. That's bound to happen to everybody. I didn't kill Justin Herbert if I have. I criticize him, but I'm not going to kill Justin Herbert. So I'm not going to kill Mahomes for having a bad game. It happens. We worked. Think about it. We got jobs. We probably work 300 days, 350 days. We're going to have bad days at work. Just how I go. No matter what you do, you're going to have bad days. So that is what that is. My last observation, Travis Kelce. I think he's a great player. I think he's a hell of a player. Again, the next person that walk up to me and tell me that Travis Kelce is the best tight end of all time, I'm just going to walk up to you and I'm going to slap the shit out you. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Gronkowski is the best tight end ever. Why do you say that, Joshua? Because he can block and catch. If you think Travis Kelce can block, go watch the Super Bowl and tell me what you see. You can comment on the show. If you think he can block, I will invite you on the show. Tell me he's a good blocker like Gronk. Sir, they were complaining about Travis Kelce blocking defensive ends. Go back to when Gronk last year was in New England, right? And when they won the Super Bowl, when they played the Rams. Look who Gronk was blocking in the AFC Championship game. A pass rusher by the name of D Ford. It's funny how that worked, ain't it? Travis Kelce could be a better receiver than Gronk, yes, but totality, he's not a better tight end than Gronk. So again, my takeaway is congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Don't come talk me about Mahomes and slap the hell out you. Rob Gronkowski is the best tight end ever. Again, you talk about Travis Kelce, I'm just going to walk up to you and slap the hell out you. And the fourth thing, I still think Mahomes is the best quarterback. He had a bad game. Things happen. It wasn't all him. He had some bad throws, but just like Josh Allen on the last play, if you have pressure in your face, you can't do nothing. And he literally had pressure in his face from start to fit. Like, bro, he moved around, it was somebody there. He moved to the left, it was somebody there. It was over. And the thing is that when they called that phantom call on A.J. Brown, I knew, I was sitting with people watching the game. I said, hey, yo, they need to make sure that the Chiefs don't come down and score. Because that'd be like a 14-point swing. You never know how their momentum would be after that.
Yeah.
They shut them down with that moment. I said, oh, yeah, man, the Eagles here to play. Only way the Eagles was going to get that game away is if they literally gave the game away. It's the only way they was going to do it. And they didn't do that. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, my co-host got the green out, got the chain out, man. He is loving life. Congratulations to him and his Philadelphia Eagles, man. And let me say one more thing. This brother, Tim, one of the smartest football minds I know. When he speaks, y'all should listen. We don't always agree on anything. That's fine. We agree on about 80 to 85% of stuff. We told y'all that this Chiefs team really wasn't. We've been telling y'all, yeah, this Chiefs team really wasn't. It wasn't the Chiefs. They were winning, but it wasn't the Chiefs. And they showed you at the worst possible time that, yeah, this ain't the same team that it was a couple years ago. This is a different Chiefs iteration. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link. Shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we have a special guest. But this is not just any special guest. Obviously, Tim and I both know Adrian. You guys know Adrian as well. Let's give Adrian this proper introduction to the show. This gentleman is a 10-year NFL vet. He was drafted in 2015 in the 5th round, 142nd pick by the legendary Chicago Bears. This man has played for some legendary franchises, the Chicago Bears, the Green Bay Packers, the New York Jets. Recently was on the San Francisco 49ers. There is no one better to break down football that I know than this gentleman right here. Let's give a first, but not last, highly opinionated welcome to the great Adrian Amos. Welcome to the show, Adrian.
Appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you for coming on, brother. Still looking swole and lean as always, like you did in high school, brother. Everything good with you?
Yeah, everything good. Everything good.
Good. Go ahead, Tim. Let you start off.
Hey, so for the background, Adrian, you graduated high school at where?
At Calvert Hall.
Calvert Hall.
Calvert Hall. 2011.
Okay, so if y'all notice, we have a lot of Calvert Hall guys on the show. I'm just letting y'all know that's because my co-host went to Calvert Hall, so that's why we got a little Calvert Hall bias. But since you went to Calvert Hall 2011, you graduated. Who was the best player you played against in that conference, MIAA conference?
Best player. Probably between Darius Jennings and Cyrus Jones. Probably between them two. But I don't know. But during those years we had a lot of guys because we had Kyle Fuller at St. Joe, and then Kendall was over there. Yeah. Kendall was at Good Counsel. All them guys, Stephon Diggs and all them guys is Good Counsel. I don't know. And then we scrimmaged Dunbar when they had Tavon too. So Baltimore football during those years from like I guess you could say 09 through 12 probably the best years of Baltimore in general. Well, I guess Maryland in general when you include Good Counsel and DeMatha and them guys.
I agree with that. Definitely was the peak of football. So who would you give the nod to? Was it Tavon? Was it Darius or Cyrus? Like I know you said between.
Oh, it's Tavon and then like after Tavon. You mean like after Tavon? After Tavon, it's like I say as far as high school goes, it's Darius. Yeah. It's Darius Jennings.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Darius was cold. He went to Virginia, ended up playing with the Titans for a little bit, played a little couple other teams, but yeah, Darius is what it is.
Yeah, he was with me in Chicago for about a year. He was on the practice squad, but like he should have made the team. Like he was killing in. So he still had juice. Then he just kept. He was getting injuries at the wrong time. Like it was his knee was messed up or this was messed up. He was a guy that like, without injuries, you'd have seen his name a lot more.
So before we obviously get to the NFL, we went to Calvert Hall together. You left Calvert Hall, graduated from Calvert. I shouldn't say left Calvert Hall. You graduated from Calvert Hall. You went to the University of Penn State, one of the marquee schools in the Big Ten. Obviously I know some, but let my audience know who are some of the motivations you had at that time to see yourself being in the NFL? Because a lot of people during that time they think they could go to the NBA, the NFL, MLB, National Hockey League, etc. But you had a plan, you had a goal, and you stuck through it. So who helped you get to that point, and who were your motivations at that point for you to be the best you could be?
I say growing up, family, situations, people you're around, that kind of build your passion and your work ethic for the game. So it was like growing up, and I always had just faith in myself. I had faith in God, faith in myself. Like, and I had I feel like, I had a good circle of people around me. Like, my father, wasn't in my house, but I had my father. So like, you know what I'm saying? So he instilled a lot in me as far as work ethic and football and stuff like that. But I just had that belief that I was going to make it, even if, even when it didn't seem like it, because I came into high school. I don't know if you remember, I was like 5'2" when I my freshman year.
You were the same size I am when I left high school. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when I first got the I was a 5'2", 5'3" quarterback on JV. So, and then, but I probably talked more then than I did once I got like once I was really that. But like back then, like I just had confidence, whether it was fake confidence or not. But I was working like I was going to the league even then when I was 5'2". I used to pray that I grew. It guess it paid off. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I prayed that I grow, but I used to, I was always in the weight room when everybody was doing stuff. I remember my mother took me off the basketball team at my freshman year, and
you made the fresh off team.
Yeah, I made a fresh off team. Then my mother took me off because my grades was bad early on. I had to adjust to that kind of hard work when I first got there. So I got there, mother took me off, and I had nothing else to do after school. So, and my father was like, "Man, you off the team, you know what I'm saying? You ain't just gonna be hanging out." So I used to just be in the weight room or running, and then it changed over when Corey Robinson, my coach, he came over like it was like my junior year or something clicked where he started taking us to camps and stuff like that, and that's when we really learned like, all right, we can really do something, you know what I'm saying? So basically that work ethic, to answer your question again, is the work ethic, and I had it in my mind that I was going to do it, you know what I'm saying, and I just stuck to it.
Before you go, Tim, I just want to give a shout out to Coach Corey Robinson, Coach Donald Davis, Next Level Nation. That was when I obviously went to school with Adrian all 4 years at Cal Hall. Coach Robinson and Coach Davis, they believed in the talent that they had, and they wanted to get that talent out there so it could be exposed. Not exposed, but so the talent could be out there so people could see. Not exposed, exposed is the wrong word, but so the talent could be seen. I had the privilege of being around like Daniel Yarborough, Adrian Chandler on the basketball team, Sean Holmes. I'm trying to think. You name it, I've been around him at Calvert Hall. Adrian is the same guy he was then now, and that's the most humbling part about it. Like he's the same guy that he is now. I'll give you a quick story. So we was one time. This was after his fresh off because I tried out for fresh off. I didn't make it. He tried out. He made it, but he ended up not being on the team because he had bad grades. So we used to sneak into the auxiliary gym to play basketball. And it was one time. It was me and Chandler versus Adrian and Kevin. If you don't remember Kevin was a defensive back coach from Calvert Hall, Tim, who I had on the show. So one time we playing basketball, we playing the auxiliary gym. So it's him and Kevin versus me and Chandler. So I have to stick Adrian in the post. So this is how I know how this brother's strong as an ox. So he puts me on his back, right? So he jumps with the ball. He puts me on his back. He turns around and then he makes the layup. So at the next time I come down, me and Chandler, I had Adrian, Chandler had Kevin. I said, yo, let's switch. If he come down with a post, you get Adrian. I can help you with everything else because I can move faster with Kevin. Kevin's not going to post me up.
Right.
One of the strongest men I've ever had to go against. Literally, like strong as an ox. You know that down south country strong? That's what he is. That's exactly what he is. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question, but two things I want y'all to get from what Adrian said, y'all. He said belief in self, and he had a good group around him. So, like, make sure kids, anybody trying to make it at anything, you have to have a good group around you because that group will mess you up, get you in some situations you don't belong in. So, my question, I got a two-part question. Coming out of Calvert Hall, what was your GPA, if you remember?
Well, I can't even tell you. I don't remember what you hit. I qualified.
Okay. Okay. I just for the kids. Go ahead.
But Calvert Hall, our grading scale was different.
Yeah,
right.
different.
So it was my like grades could have been. I could have been like had a 83 to 85 average at a public school or regular grading scale. That could be like a 3, 4, something like that. But at our school, at Calvert Hall, that could have been a 2 something.
2.9, 2.8.
Yeah, exactly. So it was. I didn't have a problem qualifying for college. I know that, but I can't tell you exactly. I can't tell you exactly what it was. But I was always around I wasn't a straight A student, but I wasn't failing either. I was around like the 80s, that around something like
So
that.
I basically asked you that. So kids, because like when I help get kids recruited, right? First thing they ask is your grades, right? So like I was a grade problem, right? That's one of the reasons why. One of the reasons why I didn't go to play in college like I was supposed to. So grades wise, like I'm telling y'all now, y'all gotta get at least a 2.8 or higher. If you don't have a 2.8 or higher, they're not gonna look at you. I'm telling you, I don't care who you think you is. You don't have a 2.8 or higher. Most of them big programs that y'all want to go to, like the Penn State, like Adrian wants to, they're not gonna look at you because they're gonna feel like you can't do the work there. It's gonna be hard for you to do the work here. That's one thing. So I wanted to get that out of the way for the kids. That's why I asked you that. So after Calvin Hall, you went to Penn State. Tell us a little bit about why you chose Penn State. Was that a dream school? Was that, I mean, I'm sure you had other offers. What made you go to Penn State?
So a part of my story is in the recruiting ranks, I was kind of a late bloomer. So
Okay.
from my school, a lot of people before like my class, people were going to Frostburg and Wesley. So it wasn't we wasn't getting a lot of recruits and stuff. And, you had Gilman and all that. They was getting a lot of things, but like until I get to that recruiting circuit, it was like my first scholarship came my senior year. So that's when I got my first offer. And then it opened up after my senior year because I had a great senior year, but it opened up a little bit more. But yeah, I actually got my Penn State offer the weekend before signing day.
Okay.
He was Donovan Smith. He went to Penn State with me, but I knew him. He played at Owings Mills when I was coming up, and I met him at the All-American Combine.
Okay.
Coach Larry Johnson from Penn State was in Donovan Smith's basement, and they showed him my highlights from my senior year and said he's still available. And Coach Johnson called Coach Davis that next morning and asked him to see my grades, and then asked him to see my grades and made sure I qualified and did my SAT. And then after that, he called me, he offered me, and I did an official visit the next weekend. But other than that, I had West Virginia, UConn, and then other ones I don't really count them. I ended up having USC and guys like that, but they said if you come to visit, we'll offer you, but you have to come visit. Don't just use us for a visit type thing.
All right.
So like, they was like, all right, we'll offer you if you come. Don't just use us as a name to give you an offer because all that stuff was late. But I chose not to do that because I knew I wasn't going out Cali anyway. So I wanted to go to a school that like really wanted me. So like when Penn State started recruiting me, they recruited me hard. And then I looked at their roster and I said, oh yeah, that's why I ended up wanting to go there. But yeah, it was just like, it was in God's plan for me to go there. Just how it happened. It's just like, random train, a random happening events. Because I forgot. I was committed to UConn because that was my only offer at the time. Okay. So in the very beginning, my only offer was UConn. I committed because I thought I didn't know the whole game. So I thought they told me if I didn't commit, they was going to take my offer. So I committed. Right. And then once I decommitted, that's when I got all the offers from like USC, all them other guys after my senior year. So that's how it happened. It was just it's kind of really a wild story if we go into detail. But yeah, it was meant for me to go there.
So before you go, Josh, right? So once again, for y'all listeners, right? So part of his circle helped him get the offer. That's one thing, right? He had a good circle behind him. The other thing was, like he said, he wanted to go somewhere where he felt wanted, right? And what I tell my, you have to have the grades, yo. I was the guy they called, asked for my grades. Grades wasn't right. They can't do nothing with you if you don't have the grades. Like it's just they can't do nothing with you. So I just like to put emphasis. And it was something else you said. It's gonna come back to me, but it's a lot of gems of what he said. Just listen to the whole conversation. But go ahead, Josh.
Absolutely. No, I'll take it a step further. Not only gems, it's life lessons that you could use for your life as far as getting down, being down, getting up, not believing in yourself, understanding that okay, I'm that, not necessarily I'm that guy, but I'm good. I deserve it. I belong to be here. Let me go out here and earn it. And that's the part of the 2025 that we don't really want to do. We don't want to earn stuff. We feel like it should be handed to us. You and Adrian, y'all hard workers. Y'all believe in. Let me go out here and show you, Josh. You better than me. Okay, I'm about to show you. You not.
Right.
That's how you should. That's how the younger generation. Obviously, Tim, you coach, so I definitely understand that. Know that. They should definitely take heed of that and use that in their not only sports life but their life in general. You can win with that. Before we get to football, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about the lovely brand that you have, Branded Bespoke.
Yeah.
You're the co-owner of that.
Yeah. So
let the audience know about it. What is it? How can they buy stuff from it? We'll have the website here on the screen as well. But just let people know about the co-ownership of Branded Bespoke.
Oh yeah, so we started back in around, it was around right before COVID. It's kind of crazy to start a business right around that time, but I was just big on a lot of things that I want to do after I'm done playing as well. So set myself up for different things. So I have a few businesses that I'm working on right now, and and that, along with me having a family, these are things that has given me making a smooth transition if I want to retire right now. Just smooth transition over into just having stuff to do, not money wise, because I took care of that stuff. But I'm just talking about just as far as you still want to have purpose, you still want to be able to do things when you're done, when you've been doing something your whole life and now that stops. So actually, the guy that my co-owner, a partner with Brandon Bespoke, he actually played rec football with me at Overly Rec, and he moved to New York and he started working with clothing, suits, and everything like that. And he came back, and I bought a couple suits from him early on, and he had his stuff together, and I wanted to. I was like, man, I can invest in the company type thing, and then we partnered up, and I said I have some ideas for it as well. So we partnered up, and we're basically garment manufacturing, so we can make anything. So if you have a clothing line that you want to do, we can make your clothing line for you. Like we have those type of things. So, but we sell suits. We have our own brand as far as like we sell our own type of clothes, but we also take on projects as far as, so we outfitted like Penn State players when they went to the Big Ten Media Day press conference, and then
right there in Indianapolis, yes sir.
Yep, right there in Indy. We made a lot of suits and vests for Morgan State. We got a contract with them where we make their suits and stuff like that. So it's really, we really can do a lot of things. We were located in Towson, but we're moving away from Towson, and we're trying to find a new location where we're going to be established. But we're online, and we're basically a lot of custom orders. That's what we're doing right now until we find a standalone storefront for us that makes sense for the business.
Gotcha. Looking here on the Instagram page again, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see the Instagram link right here on the screen. Branded Bespoke, and ladies and gentlemen, they have a website. You see the website here, brandedbespoke.com. I had several opportunities to look at the website. Great stuff. These guys have, like Adrian said, they supply for Penn State at the Big Ten Media Day in Indianapolis. They've also supplied stuff for the University of Maryland. They've also supplied stuff for Baltimore Ravens, such as Zay Flowers or Darius Washington, just to name a few. So congratulations on your brand. You always was a smart man in school. So congratulations on what you got going on, man. And any way we can help here, Highly Opinionated, we will definitely support and do what we can to help, my brother.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Tim.
So I know we about to get into football, but I just got a couple questions that people probably want to know, right? So you played in the NFL for 10 years, right? What was that first game in the league feeling for you? Like, how did you feel? Like, did you feel like you belonged, or like, what was your initial feeling when your first game that you started and played?
So I don't know. So Man, it's crazy because it was two different feelings between when I first got to college and when I first got to the NFL.
Okay.
Because like when I first got to college, it was like, do I belong? Because coming from Baltimore, you like, we know we good, but it's like, man, we playing against people from Texas, from Florida. You know what I'm saying? You don't know because we in our little bubble type thing. But when I got there and I saw that I can play, it was like, oh, it's over from there. So then when the transition to the NFL, it's like now you playing against people you don't grew up seeing and watching. So it's like my first game. So I started my first game as a rookie. So first game rookie year was against Aaron Rodgers, Eddie Lacy, Randall Cobb, Devontae Adams. So that's my first game. So Chicago, Green Bay at Chicago. You know, I just remember and my first tackle was Eddie Lacy. So like
solo.
Say again.
Solo tackle or you wrap them up. Okay.
Solo, rap and roll, little solo tackle. But
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Lacy was a big man. He ain't tackling me. Eddie Lacy was an offensive lineman playing running back.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked.
He was big. But yeah, it's like in the NFL, you don't have time to be like, you know what I'm saying, have big eyes and nothing like that, because these guys, everybody ain't rookies. You the rookie. It's time for them to win now. Everybody trying to feed their families. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that was my first game, and then, but when I gained the confidence even more was the first time. So it was that rookie year. We played against Adrian Peterson that year, and I tackled him in the open field. And after that, you couldn't tell me I couldn't tackle nobody. So like, cause there's like, you know, so I go like Adrian Peterson, like to this day, that's my favorite running back. I think he's the best running back of all time. So when I did that, so I tackled him, and then so like in my first year, I played against Aaron Rodgers, played against Adrian Peterson, played against Calvin Johnson. You know, that's all in my conference because I played in Chicago. So that's right there. That's Green Bay,
right there. Green Bay, Chicago, and Green Bay, Detroit, and Minnesota.
Yeah. So after that, like, you don't have time to, you know, to take it all in and stuff like that, because you hit it especially when you play early, when you start. So I started early, so I'm in there right away. So it was a good feeling, and that was my thing. Go in there and show that I belong. Show that you know what I'm saying. Show that it's no mistake. The mistake was waiting so long to draft me. So that's how I felt, because I was supposed to go second and I fell to fifth. So I had that in my mind all the time. What was the reason why I fell in the draft? You know, in that way, I found out reasons why, but I still had that, you know, that chip on my shoulder as far as like they drafted me late.
Right. I got another part to that question. Who in the league I'm not gonna say have you been cooked, but who in the league you was like, all right, man, that boy, that man crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever been in like a one-on-one situation where I ain't gonna say you got beat repeatedly, but after the game, you was like, yeah, it was a rough night. You know what I'm
saying? It's a lot of people that's nice. Would I say that? You saying who I struggle with or who I think is the best?
Who you struggle with? Like, who you like? What matchup you felt like he probably? I'm not saying you got cook, but like,
who got the best?
You felt like he won the matchup.
Who got the best of me? That was you saying. You saying who got the best? So it's been. Let's just go with. So like the two tight ends that I don't. It's just. Maybe I just had a bad day, or no. Hold on. Let me change that. Ertz gave me the most problems out of any tight end. So like, because I'm used, so you can be bigger, you can be faster, but Ertz has something that like I don't know. He just got me a lot. You know what I'm saying? It was just like the way like he made all his routes look the exact same. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that he was fast, because Ertz is not fast.
Right.
He big, but all tight ends big. He not like overly big, but he got me. He was probably my toughest matchup as far as tight ends.
Okay.
Receivers, that really got me don't know. Nobody has consistently like every like you know what I'm saying? Because I
I got
played
you.
against a lot of them multiple times, so nobody's
Consistently
got me. But like guys like that, I guess a better question for me to answer is like who I think is the best, because it's like hard to be, all right, who consider nobody. Ursh was probably my toughest matchup. If I could say, I look back on it, he one of the one people that can he probably the one person that'd be like, yeah, I got him. You know what I'm saying, a few times.
So the people, you know what I'm saying, the people want to know, right? I don't need to know your exact pay, right? Like, so how do y'all get paid? Like, I always see this. Like, how do NFL, like, how do your check come every 2 weeks, once a month? How do NFL players get paid?
It depends on the organization, but you're paid by the week though. So it's like you get paid for 17 weeks if it's a 17-week season. So so you get paid. Some people get so every 2 games you'll get paid for those 2 games. Some people do it every week you get paid, and then now they have a new structure where you can choose to get paid over 38 weeks. So you basically have your check. So they did that so a lot of guys that spend all their money during the season and then don't have enough for when the next season comes. So some people do it like that. So it really depends on the organization and how you set up your pay, but you get payment by game. So no matter when you get your check. Yeah.
Before we get you up out of here, Adrian, again, man, thank you for just coming on and dropping this knowledge, man. Tim, you don't got to apologize, bro. You asking great questions that a lot of people want to know. They look at people look at athletes as different, like they're different.
Different type of people, yeah.
No, Adrian's a person, ladies and gentlemen. He puts his pants on just like we put our pants on. He puts his shirt on just like we put our shirts on. So go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I got one more. My fault. Last one. So your typical day, like your typical. Say it's Monday. I know some of y'all got different off days, but say your typical day in the life. Say you got practice or whatever. How does that go? Like, how does an NFL practice go? Like, do y'all have a lot of free time? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that typically go?
No, it's not really. It depends on if it's camp or it's regular season. So if say it's week 1.
Yeah, let's go week 1.
So say I'm gonna go week 2 because we just played a game yesterday. It was Sunday. Monday you come in, you review it, you do like a flush run lift type thing.
What time? About what time? I want you.
The day after game. So the Monday after game, you get a little bit of time because you might start at 10, or some teams will do it. Be like you can get your lift and run in from 9 to 12 type thing. Anywhere from 9 to 12, like you got to come in within the out. So you got to come in either before 9, before 10, before 11 type thing to get your lift and run. You'll have something like that, and then you'll have maybe team meetings say at 12 or 1, and you'll go over the whole thing. You do all your corrections, whatever, boom, 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 and then you get the basically the game plan for the next week, or part of the game, pieces of the game plan for next week, or what they want you to watch or whatever. And then individually you have your own schedule of what you like to do as far as your game plan for the next week. So me, out in my iPad, I watch different cut-ups of what I want to watch in the next game. So I take my Tuesdays to do that. That Monday night I take off. I do, you know what I'm saying, whatever I want. I chill, but that Tuesday, that's recovery day, basically. So you either come in, you go in the building to do recovery, or you have your own people that you want to do your recovery with, stuff like that. Then Wednesday, Wednesday and Thursday are the long days where you're at the building all day. From some teams you can get your lift in 7 a.m. Before meeting started at 8. So you get your lift in at 7. You start like special teams at 8, from 8 to whatever, for 8 to 9:30, whatever. You get your game plan, and then you probably have a team meeting. Then you break up offense, defense. Then you break up with your position for meetings, and then you probably have practice, all of that, and then you probably have lunch, and then you got practice, say at at 1 or 2, get out of, or 1, say it's 1, you get out of practice at around 3, then you have a little bit, a chance to get recovery, then you have like, say 3:30 to 5 or something like that. You have meetings, or however long your meeting go after that. And that's like during the season. So the season, once you get into the season, that's considered like a light schedule. It's not that bad of a schedule. Then you get to Friday. After Wednesday and Thursday, you do that. Then you get to Friday. Your Fridays are a little bit shorter. You probably get out around 2. It's like a shortened part of that day. So like Wednesday will be first or second down. Thursday will be third down emphasis. Friday be red zone, and then a review of everything else.
Gotcha.
Like Saturday is more walkthrough and stuff like that. That pace, stuff like that. So it's not like camp. Now camp, that's the hard schedules when you in there from 7 a.m. to after the lights come on outside. So, you know what I'm saying? So, those are the hard days. But during the season, it'd be like during camp, you just can't wait till the season starts. Then when the season starts, you get more time to you know do what you need to do as far as your body, and then so all that stuff. But during the season, that's why a lot of stuff is on you as far as recovery, getting your body together, and all that stuff. All of that stuff is outside of work time. The film you watch and all that stuff.
No, I definitely appreciate the breakdown because I want all the athletes that think the league is, you know what I'm saying, it's easy to go to the league, easy to like, it's a process with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be willing to do the meetings. You gotta be willing to go to recovery. You gotta be willing to do all these things. So I definitely appreciate that breakdown. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. So what was the harder transition from college to NFL or high school to college? Like I feel like is the college not workout program, but is that schedule more? Is it different than what you was used to in high school, and is it different than the NFL?
To me, it depends. It depends on going to the NFL. It's way more serious as far as it's like you either show up in shape or you go home. You either study or it's gonna come out and you going home. You know what I'm saying? Either you play well or you don't get paid. Like, you feel me? It's like when you get to the league, it's all like that. It's like that, and that coach, if you supposed to produce and you don't produce, you getting cut. And then if the next person come in, don't produce too, that coach getting cut too. You know what I'm saying? That coach getting like, so it's like everything is more like that it's kind of changing from that now because of the portal now, but like college is more of a you got time. Even though my mindset during the time was I thought I didn't have any time, but like because you're really not supposed to have that mindset coming in college. Like, all right, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? So I say I wouldn't say which one is harder. I just know it's more serious getting to the league. And I say college is easier. So going to college is easier because just looking back on it with my mindset when I was thinking about going to college and what it was with the league, because it's like it's the finale. You don't know whether you're coming back next year. It don't matter. You see people with guarantees next year getting cut. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know next year. You don't know if there is a next year. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if it's his next game. I seen somebody get cut at the airport.
Dang.
People get cut. People didn't get cut. You seen somebody get a punt block and get cut the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it's like the real stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the majority of when we watch the league, we watch the team, we see the top guys that you know going over. You know what I'm saying? We know we ain't going nowhere, so we consistently see them. You don't pay attention to the other 30 people that's on the team that just keep switching. You know what I'm saying? We looking at Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey, not the, you know what I'm saying, 30 other guys that's
not Justin Watson. You know what I'm saying? I get
that's just all right, if he don't produce, he's gone next year or he's gone tomorrow. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's really the difference between college and the league, really. And then everybody was a star somewhere. That's really, like, everybody was a star. I'm telling you that the one that looked like he can't catch, can't do nothing is he'll go to a regular person and you can't do nothing with him.
Can't do nothing with him. Yep.
You can't
Right.
do nothing with him.
Not with
You know
him.
what I'm saying? He probably just don't have the mind for the league, because that you gotta have the mind, like, especially at certain positions, you gotta have a mind to be able to make that transition to the league, like the mind for football. Like, you have to know football to understand, to be able to play while, you know what I'm saying, learning the plays, learning what you got to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, again, we're not going to hold you up for forever. We want to get your thoughts on the Super Bowl. Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl 40-22 against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
You obviously played in the NFL, played college, played in the NFL. So there's no one better to break the Super Bowl 59 down than you.
Yeah.
What was your thought process on the game? How'd you think the game played out? Did you think the better team won? Just, Mr. Amos, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, I think the better team won. So, to be honest, before the game, I thought that I was like, my statement was literally, Eagles a better team. They win the game, but you also can't bet against Mahomes. So it was like that. It was like, man, it was like, you know what I'm saying? It's like Mahomes and Andy Reid have been so good that it's like, all right, you can't bet on it. But Philly just had they just have a way better. They had a better team, better roster. I don't want to say way better. I don't think they were 30 points better like it showed yesterday, but that D line was dominating. The Eagles D line was dominating. It made Mahomes uncomfortable. And that secondary was doing well. My old coach Vic Fangio, he had a great game plan. They have a lot. They got some good cover guys over there too.
Yes, they do.
You got, you know what I'm saying?
Darius Slade, Cooper DeJean, Quavion Mitchell, the two
Mitchell.
rookies.
Exactly. And then
let me say this. I don't know if you came in the run-ins with I'm a huge Chauncey Gardner-Johnson fan. I'm a huge fan of him. I think he's a very, very good player. So shout out to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson as well, man. He definitely that defense, like you said, man, that defense was balling out. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm saying, yeah, he can ball. Yeah, he'll baller too. Yeah, all of that entire defense balled all year. You know what I'm saying? So, and then that offense, when you already had Hurts with what he could do, and then you add Saquon, who I think is the most gifted running back ever. I said that
years ago.
When he was about to get drafted, like, I thought he's more. I'm not saying he's a better, because obviously AP my one. You know, but I was just talking about.
Can I just say this?
I'm just talking about as far as physical gifts.
Right.
As far as physical gifts, Saquon, like somebody that explosive. I didn't see him. You know what I'm saying? He spin off of one leg, hurdle back. Like, he just can do stuff that other people can't do, and you could see that at a young age from him, just his ability. Now it's just like, all right, now if he sustains what he's been doing the past, you know what I'm saying, however many years, to catch up to those all-time greats, then you can solidify him as, you know what I'm saying, the best ever. But, like, as far as ability, I think he, you know what I'm saying, he's up there.
Yeah, I get you that. You've been an Adrian Peterson fan since I met you. You thought Adrian Peterson was the best running back. He was still playing. So
sure.
No, he was a serious problem, and he never had the requisite quarterback play that if he had his best quarterback was an old Brett Favre. Think about that for a second. So, I mean, he had Drew Brees, I get that, but that was a different system. Sean Payton wasn't going Adrian Peterson is an I formation type of back, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley can play anywhere. You can put him in the backfield. In fact, let me put it like this: what they was trying to talk about McCaffrey. Saquon Barkley is not saying a better McCaffrey, but he is what they wanted Christian McCaffrey to be. He can catch, he can run, he can throw, he can do it all. So, go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, my fault. I had a little technical difficulty, but
good to have you back, bro.
My fault. Yeah. Question. Quarterback. How do you feel about the league overall right now? Like, do you feel like it's in a good place? Do you feel like It's too offensively centered. Like, how do you feel like the overall product of the NFL at the moment?
I don't know. It as a defender, a lot of rules make it a little bit harder, but it's doing better than basketball right now.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
all right, yeah. A lot of rules defensively you don't like because it's a lot of protections. It's like it's kind of a lot of the stuff. Some of the stuff I get what they're trying to do, but some stuff is unreasonable, like the quarterback sliding rules.
Yeah.
Like it's the people. You got to understand how hard it is for you going full speed as somebody who also is athletic. These ain't these unathletic quarterbacks from back in the day.
All
You know,
right.
these are some quarterbacks that if you don't tackle them for real, you getting ran over.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? This Jalen Hurts squat 600 pounds. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like even Mahomes, if he really wanna, you know what I'm saying? Mahomes big. Mahomes not no little, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say he's a supreme athlete, but he's athletic. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
So like you have to tackle these guys. You can't just when you running up on them, when they slide at the last minute, you gotta put listen. How do you stop yourself mid-flight to not hit them? So that's what makes it. That's what makes it hard as a defender. But defenders over the years, we have adjusted. As you can see, you can still play defense. You know what I'm saying? It's been coming up. When come playoff time, you start seeing it. Like the teams that can play defense, they win. Kansas City, the last couple of years they be winning because their defense been showing up.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Defense been showing up, so I guess it hasn't been hurting the bottom line as far as defense. So and everybody's still watching the NFL, so they doing something right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be over 100 million people that watch the Super Bowl on Sunday. So yeah, the NFL is not struggling for viewership or ratings. I'll tell you that. So definitely. If you were kind of same question with Tim, but different, same lines of questioning, but different question. If you were if you could be Roger Goodell for one day, what would you change about the NFL to make it better?
If I was Roger Goodell, I'm trying to think about what he in charge of doing.
He make the rules. He follows what the owners tell him. Stuff.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to say something that he couldn't. That you're saying that he has no.
Yeah, he could. Okay. Well, let me rephrase the question. If you were in charge of the NFL, don't gotta be the commissioner. You can be whatever. What one thing would you change if you were in charge of the NFL? You could change anything you want. What would you change?
Mine is from the players, the NFLPA, like with the owners and stuff. I wish that vested players got lifetime healthcare.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of these guys, these former guys, especially the ones that didn't make a crazy amount, like when you play a certain amount of years, you're gonna have some problems later on, and you know what I'm saying, your insurance wear out. Was it 3 to 5 years after you're done playing? So you got to get your own insurance, and then when you get your own insurance, you got so many problems with your insurance gonna be high. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I wish that we could have agreed on with the last bargaining agreement.
Collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah. I wish we could have got that done. Whereas we got lifetime health care. But as far as the business of the NFL, it's hard to argue with them when they're getting their numbers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't.
They out here doing deals with Netflix and YouTube, so they good.
Yeah. Especially the type of safety I was, especially early in my career. Of course, I would like to be able to hit more freely. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it did change the way you can really hit somebody coming across the middle. There's way less fear of receivers coming across the middle than it was back in the day when Ray Lewis, you know what I'm saying, when they had jacked up on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Played jacked
that
up
was a great
like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up, couldn't wait to be the person you know what I'm saying, hitting somebody on jacked up. But now, you on jacked up, you getting the fine, you getting, you know what I'm saying, you get a fine flag, you get a flag fine. You might get it now, you might get ejected.
Ejected from the game.
That part of it, I wish, like, I understand protecting the crown of the crown of the helmet. I wish it was better with, like, all right, if I'm leading with my shoulder, I should be fine, no matter what. Football, you talk, like, you know what I'm saying, football, if you lead with your shoulder, you fine. I understand the launch with the head. You couldn't do that. You could never really do that. You was never really allowed to do that.
Exactly.
But if it's shoulder, it should always be good. Regardless of whether they consider defenseless or not. You know what I'm saying? Those are all subjective things. You know what I'm saying? What's defenseless? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
go ahead, Tim. I'll give you the last one.
I don't know if I want to be NFL with Calvin Hall. 11. You ain't. I don't think you played. You played JV the first year. You played varsity football all 4 years?
No, I played JV. My first year I was JV quarterback. I was JV backup quarterback. And my sophomore year I started corner on varsity. Look, if you've been to Cabell Hall, you'll know that it's, there's a lot.
So I went to St. Paul.
Weird stuff that go on at Cabell Hall about, about certain things. I
went to St. Paul, so I kind of get so 09 sophomore year, right?
Yeah.
09 sophomore year.
Yeah, sophomore year. Yeah. Graduated.
So y'all played against Loyola. Did y'all beat Loyola 09?
No, we lost to Turkey Bowl 09, I think.
Okay.
I think that was my first Turkey. Yeah.
First Turkey Bowl? Okay.
Yeah.
How was that feeling?
When they had Leon and
Leon, Terrence
Garver.
Yeah. How was that feeling at first? Well, yeah, that's your first varsity turkey. How was that feeling playing in that first varsity Turkey Bowl? If you could remember, I know it's years.
It was well. I was kind of mad because, like I said, a lot of weird stuff going in Cabell Hall. They wanted a senior to play that game, so I only played a little bit in the first Turkey Bowl, my first Turkey Bowl. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff I don't want to get into, but it's a lot of little gripes I have about Cabell Hall, but during that time, but yeah, it wasn't. I remember seeing Terrence and how big he was at running back. Terrence was a big running back. They had a real good team there. Leon was nice. Went to UConn.
Yeah.
With UConn, he played at UConn a little bit. He was nice. They had a good team. The older Floyd.
Yeah.
He was on that team. They had a nice team.
Yeah, Tim, you went to St. Paul's. Adrian, my man, got nothing but love for him, but I'm a little mad at Adrian. Adrian, no, I'm supposed to be the angry black man from Cabell Hall, not the professional athlete. It can't be him.
Oh, no.
I need to be the angry black man from Cabell Hall.
Look, Josh, they still kick me out the gym. If I go, I don't go back there. Yeah.
What?
I went in there. Hey, why you in the gym? My teammates, they go back to their high schools. Their jersey retired.
Yeah, their name on the wall.
They got the keys in the, you know what I'm saying? They got the keys to what's saying? No, my jersey ain't retired. I gotta ask to, you know what I'm saying? I gotta ask this person and this person or whatever. Or who will hold you down all the time is Mr. Ted and them. The janitors.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
So
yeah.
you talk to janitors, but what I'm saying is, if I went to that school, I'm the first one to
make the leap
from that school. And they act like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think they owe me nothing, but I'm just saying it's just weird that I go back to school and, you know what I'm saying? I got to get a permission slip to. I got a permission slip. Well, I go to my teammate school. They open up the whole. We in the gym.
Got a red carpet out for him. And so you were coming at 12. We were expecting you at 10. We got the red carpet out for you.
All right. So if you did it over again, would you go to Cabell Hall or would you go to somewhere else?
I say all the time. I always say I wouldn't take nothing back because who knows what had happened.
Right.
Because Corey Roger when he came to Cabell Hall, he the one that was like, all right, we're going to buy in with this corner and not play quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on 1 second. Is Corey the one they used to call Hype Man? Is that the one they used to call Hype Man back in the day? One of y'all coaches they used to call, because Evan Pittman, rest in peace, he went there. So I know Evan,
Yeah.
I know PJ and all them. One of them coaches, I don't know if it was Corey, my fault to cut you off. One of them was, I thought it was Corey, but my fault. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it was you talking about Devin Red too? It was Corey Wright and Devin Red. So both of them came, but like I said, we would have never had that interaction where he made me play corner against my wishes. You know what I'm saying? So like he made me play corner, and then I developed as a corner and like, you know, bought into playing defense. Because a lot of people don't know, after my sophomore year, I was about to transfer and go to Eastern Tech. Or I was going to get out and go somewhere else. Because that was the same year PJ and them left and went to Dunbar.
PJ, Evan,
Yep.
So like
Raynard, shout out to Raynard too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it might not even been just Eastern Tech, could have been somewhere else, but I was getting out of there. And then until Corey came, and then that's when I stayed. Because actually Corey called my father, because funny story, my father coached Corey in rec ball. When it was little. So like he saw my name and he called my father and said, "Hey, I got him." He said, you don't gotta take him nowhere. I got him. I'm gonna get him recruited, all that stuff. So that's you know what I'm saying? That's how that went. So that's why I don't take it back. And when I got to college, school was easy after going to Cabell Hall. Like school was easy. Like school, like it was just my longest papers was them daggone English term papers. I never
term papers at Cabell Hall.
What? I never wrote anything longer than that in college. Never.
Hey, I have a sports show. I put more, and I know this is gonna sound terrible. I put more effort in them term papers than I do on this show. I'm so serious. Like you gotta, they don't understand. Like in order to be at Cabell, it's one thing hearing somebody, but we actually walk through the hall. It's crazy that literally the hall, Cabell Hall, no pun intended. It's crazy to me that they don't give you and other former great athletes. Damian Lee is in the NBA. They should his jersey should be retired. John Graham, that 25 at Cabell Hall should be retired. Your football number was 0, right? Two. I'm sorry, 2. That number should be retired. Y'all were the 3 best athletes in my time doing Cabell Hall. Damian Lee, John Graham, and Adrian Amos. They were the 3 best athletes. So that's crazy that Cabell Hall doesn't recognize his own. That's another subject for another day. Trust me, Adrian, we will have that angry black man Cabell Hall episode. Can't wait to have you back on for that one. But I just want to give you your flowers before we let you go. Obviously, born here in Baltimore, Maryland. Brother, you made it. You've been the same great class act since I met you. For selfish reasons, I'm glad that you didn't transfer. I got better by being around you. We talked so much sports at the table. We're not going to call the table what it was, but we talked so much sports at the table that really prepared me for this show. So not just debating you, not just debating Kevin, Breon, Ryan, Sean, whoever you name, John, etc. Like it made me better. So I'm grateful to be in your presence. Hopefully you feel the same way about me. It was a privilege and an honor to be around you. Privilege and an honor to have you on this show. We cannot wait to have you back again.
For sure.
I want to thank you for your time, Mr. Amos.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving the fans and the younger viewers a different perspective and a proper way of how to get to the NFL, man. So we want to thank you for that.
Oh, for sure. Appreciate you having me on. Good seeing you.
Absolutely, bro. Can't wait to have you back.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is brought to you by Edibly Airy. Enjoy the heightened experience of THC edibles in a whole new way. At Edibly Airy, our freeze-dry edibles available in 100 milligram, 200 milligram, 300 milligram, 400 milligram will give you the buzz you crave with a flavor you won't forget. Available in 3 different flavors: watermelon sunset, tropical fruit, and berry. To place orders, please visit the website at ediblyairy.com. While you're there at ediblyairy.com, use a promotion code. You guys see the promotion code on the screen. $ Highly Airy, $. Again, $ Highly Airy, $ for 20% off your first purchase. Follow us on IG at Edibly Airy for new product releases and monthly hookups. Must be 21 and over to purchase. Edibly airy. The best freeze-dry edibles out. Go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. Last week, we unveiled a new segment on the show. Dylan's Take, UFC, boxing, etc., a fighting correspondent. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back again. The one, the only, the talented Dylan. Take it away, my brother.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Josh, Tim, thanks again. Let's go over the little recap of UFC 312 that just went down. Loved it. Great card. Start to finish, it was bangers. Blood, broken fingers, concussions, I'm sure, body slams, all the above. Before we talk about the main card, the first fight of the night, 30 seconds in, knockout. If that didn't get your attention for the whole entire night, I don't know what you were doing. I was locked in and a little disappointed after getting to the main card. Justin Tafa, one of my favorites, big boy, 30 seconds in, he goes down. I don't know if it was a little controversial KO or didn't give him time, but I'm going to go with I think the refs didn't give him enough time to react to the 30 seconds in. Maybe 10 more if he was getting hit still hard. I'd say give it to him, but 10 more seconds he would have got up. I think he would have came back. That is a strong boy, well-seasoned. He knows what's going on. Speaking of who knows what's going on, it's Zhang Weili, and she is incredible. First woman Chinese fighter to hold that belt, and she hasn't lost it yet. She is going strong. So props to her. Her fight with Tatiana Suarez went all 5 rounds, and it was brutal. It was disgusting. Blood from both of them. Hair was flying. Punches were thrown. Kicks, knockdowns. Tatiana Suarez had her in the second and almost had her in a submission, but Zhang Weili is so crazy in all components of fighting that she got out of it, and they went all 5. And Zhang Weili still held the belt, and props to her because that was a crazy fight. And by this time, I hope everybody was tuned in for the next one. 5 rounds for the belt for Du Plessis and Strickland. Honestly, definitely Du Plessis won, but it was still such a tough fight. Back in Sydney, too, with all the fans on Strickland's side, I really think that they should have gave it to him. Even though they probably do go by damage score, and Strickland's nose was busted in like 3 spots. It was broken at one point. They had to straighten it out, and he was gushing after the third the whole entire fight. I still think it was a very good fight, though, and I don't know if they're going to run it back again because Dracus is up 2-0 on Strickland, but we'll see what happens on that one. But that would be another fight. But who else is good for him in that division right now? Let's see. I mean, they're all great ones. Hamzat, actually, throw him up there. I think he's actually next for a title fight if he can make it into the country, or if Dracus is willing to go out of the country to fight Hamzat. But he'd be the next one in line after beating Strickland and all the guys in the rankings to get up there. Honestly, he's probably going to get the belt from Dracus if they do fight due to wrestling. Dracus isn't too high seasoned in the wrestling. He's a big, heavy thrower, and Hamzat is probably up there also. Even Kyle, Fighting Nerds, the whole crew of them guys about to take over. So we'll see what happens with that. Dracus is probably taking a few months off. So for now, we're going to go into the next weekend's fight, UFC Fight Night 251. Let's go. We'll start with a little bit from Jared Cannonier. That guy's a beast, the killer gorilla. He's coming off a win off of that Kaio guy, who I would say Hamzat, Du Plessis, that whole little interaction. Wow, good for Cannonier, actually. But he's fighting Gregory Rodriguez, who's also a heavy hitter, 10-3. This dude is a brutal slayer. Last 2 fights were KOs in the second round. I don't know about this guy. I do know that is going to be a banger, though, and that one starts at 7 p.m., so everybody better be tuned into that one. We need to see some reactions from everybody. Calvin Kattar fighting before him, too. He's coming off a big win over the UFC 300 loss of Aljamain Sterling to Calvin Kattar. Aljamain Sterling was the was the featherweight champion for a year or two and was undefeated at one point. And Calvin Kattar came there and swept him, cleaned him. So he's fighting a really good guy over Youssef Zalil. Youssef Zalil, big heavy hitter also. Coming off 2 wins also. Can't beat that. I'm going to take Calvin Kattar in that one, though, off of that big win from him from 300. That was pretty crazy. Isn't going to be too hot. Big bangers on the card, though. Most of the guys, though, trying to make it. I will go back to Angela Hill. She's on the prelims of that card. We know she's a heavy hitter. She's ranked 13 in the rankings. She's fighting an undergirl over Souza. So that is going to be a banger if you guys tune in to watch that one. Let's also talk about Edmund Shabazian. That guy is a heavy hitter fighting before Calvin Kattar on this card. He is 11-1. Oh, his last win was against Mearshart. Oh, Mearshart, crazy heavy hitter also in that division, sweeping people. Not sure about that when he's fighting Dylan Baduka. Clean guy also. He's coming off a loss, though. We'll see how that one plays out. I'm going to go with Edmund on that one. I'll give you my final top 3 fights for the 251 breakdown. I'm going to go Jared Cannonier, Calvin Kattar, Edmund Shabazian. I hope you guys tune in for that one. Those are all 3 going to be bangers. Right on, guys. That's my 251 breakdown. Thank you, Tim, Josh. Appreciate it again. We'll talk to you next week. We'll talk about Cejudo versus Song Yadong, which is going to be a banger. Let's go, guys.
Dylan, one of the best ads we've had to the show. Keep doing great work, brother. We appreciate all the hard work you're doing with boxing and MMA. Can't wait to hear from you more in the upcoming weeks and in the near future. Great job, my brother. Great job. Tim, it's basketball time, bro. Let's get to it. Another hectic week in college basketball. As you guys can see, the games are on the schedule. Games are on the screen. What game or what games jump out to you, brother?
Maryland versus Nebraska. Maryland, one of the teams. If y'all ain't been watching, Maryland, one of them teams, man. I think they actually got Sweet 16 potential this year. The big man, Queen is special, bro. Queen remind me of like a smaller DeMarcus Cousins. Like he could do it a little bit of everything. Like he could dribble, he could shoot it, left hook, right hook, footwork, amazing. Play defense. Like I like Queen. Queen got a lot of dogs in him. They got 2 guards. My boy number 9, I cannot never remember his name. I think it's like Shell or something. I like him. Julian Reese. Like they got a nice little squad over there. So I'm excited to see them versus Nebraska. Nebraska, a little tough team at home. Going to give them a good fight. I like that game. And then I want to see Tennessee, Kentucky, man. I want to see good on good, man. I want to see how Kentucky responds. They've been struggling a little bit lately. And then Tennessee, Tennessee just played? Did they just play Florida? Tennessee just lose to Florida. I might be getting my games mixed up. But Tennessee versus a good Florida team, rivalry type of game, man. Should be a good game. Both of them games, I'll be tuning in to definitely watch this weekend.
Tennessee. So Tennessee, last 3 games they won. They beat Florida at home, Missouri at home. They beat Oklahoma. They blew Oklahoma out on Saturday on the road. They lost to Kentucky. They lost to Kentucky at home.
Okay.
So Tennessee, very good team, number 5 team in the country.
Yeah. Cool.
Definitely.
That guard, I think it's Ziegler. Is his name Ziegler? I like the guard they got.
I am about to tell you his name now.
I think his name's Ziegler. And my fault, y'all, with the names. I ain't been watching like I should be because I was in football mode. But now I can put my Eagles gear and stuff to the side, and I can really lock in and analyze what I'm saying.
Yeah, they got 3 good guards: Linear, Zingler, and Gaines.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they got 3. They're a guard-oriented team. They kind of remind me of the team that I'm about to. One of the games, the game I'm going to mention for my game to watch. And ladies and gentlemen, the game to watch this week for me is number 1 and number 2. You can't beat that. That's Saturday at 4 o'clock. I'm sorry, Saturday at 4 o'clock on ESPN. Number 1, Auburn. Number 2, Alabama. Iron Bowl of basketball is right here. Iron Bowl of football, Iron Bowl of basketball. However you want to look at it. I know they look at it for a football game, but it's Iron Bowl of basketball. Got the number 1, number 2 teams. Alabama, led by Mark Sears, the great guard. He's been there for a couple years now. I love what Alabama's doing. They shoot threes. They try to get as many shots up that they can with Sears, Nelson, Holloway. Those guys really can shoot the ball. They try to play an NBA type of style. 1 in, basically 1 in the paint, 4 out surrounding the 3-point line, and that's how they play. I'm really looking to see Auburn. From the Auburn point of view, they lost at home to Florida on Saturday. See how Auburn can come back after that tough game at home. See how they can play on the road against the number 2 team. That should be very, very good. Auburn is led by
Broom,
the forward. They have Baker, Mazier, the guard, Kelly, the guard, and Pettifor, the guard. Peaford, the guard. I'm sorry. Broom is not. I'm not in love with this game. He's an athletic big and catch, grab rebounds. He can catch oops. He can do that. To me, he's not somebody you can consistently give the ball to. Hey man, go give me a bucket. That's not his game. He's a more specialty or specialist type of basketball player. But yeah, I'm looking forward to number 1 and number 2. Should be a great week of college basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. As you guys see, best segment in sports. Let's talk about it. Usually, let's talk about it is about sports. However, my compadre has an announcement to make. As I've said, the episode is yours. So, as I've said this before in the episode, the floor is yours, brother. Take it away.
Hey man, what's up, man? Yeah, this new, but man, I want y'all to keep watching the show, man. I'm you know what I'm saying? Keep watching the show, keep liking, subscribing, commenting, man. But personally, man, I gotta take a brief hiatus from the show. Just got a lot going on in my personal life, just trying to get a couple things together. I will when I come back, I will announce what was going on. Nothing bad. I ain't getting locked up or nothing for all you negative thinkers. And ain't nothing bad going on. I just gotta handle some personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate all the comments, the likes, the love, man. Like, I love doing this. I'm definitely appreciative of the opportunity Josh has given me. Adam, that's my guy. Like, I've been on both of these guys for some years now. So definitely love doing this show. Can't wait to get back. But just because I'm gone don't mean stop watching the show, man. Keep watching the show. As you see, it progresses every week. Everything getting better. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm saying y'all can I'm still gonna be in the comments. I'm still gonna be behind the scenes. I'm just not gonna be on the show every week just because I got a lot to take care of right now. And then once I make the announcement, it all makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying, to y'all. So appreciate the Highly Opinionated family. Appreciate all y'all, man. Cause y'all just gonna help us grow and just help us become better each week. Thank y'all.
Absolutely, brother. Before you go, I want to say, if you don't mind, I want to say something to you that the world can see. Hey, bro, I love you. You know that. You know how I feel about you. You know how I feel about Ross. It's nothing but love here, bro. I obviously know what you have going on. It's not for me to say. It's for you to say when you feel comfortable in saying it. I wish you nothing but the best, bro. This couldn't happen to a better person than you. And I generally mean that. You believed in me. You believed in me, bro, when a lot of people didn't. And that means the world to me. So I'm not going to get emotional. I don't want to cry on here. People think, Josh, you're crying. Nah, we will have a guest host, or we will have a co-guest host, or a few guest hosts throughout the time. And I love everybody that's came on the show. But there's a reason why Highly Opinionated is Josh, Tim, and Ross, or Tim, Ross, and Josh. I don't have to be first, ladies and gentlemen. I can be last. I love you, brother. You are the best. You've given,
appreciate that.
The show so much life. You've added humor to the show. Let me tell you something. Tell how good you are. During the Super Bowl, somebody texted me, belt the ass. I told them, stop listening to Tim. You don't listen to me? You listening to this guy, but you don't listen to me. Nah, man, you are the best, bro. Not much, like I keep saying, I love you, bro. You're the best. Can't wait to have you back. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim is not getting arrested.
All right.
Still around and still be typing, still be commenting on the page, still be liking stuff, and still be posting stuff. But we all deserve a break, bro. And this couldn't happen to a better person, bro. I'm happy for you, happy for what you got going on. And when the time is right, people will understand why you took your break.
Definitely. Likewise, bro. Love you too, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. For
real. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim's seat will not be replaced. So don't come at me talking about, hey, man, man left. So, nah, he's coming back, taking a break, man. Well deserved. So as painful as this is for me to say, one last time for a while, for the best producer, the best editor in the game, Ross, for yours truly, Josh, for the best man on the screen right here, you see, Tim. We will see you guys soon with all three of us on here.
Appreciate y'all.
We out. Fly, Eagles, fly.